that I have not really gotten into is the realtors. I have one friend that calls me when she gets a new house listed, and I go and I do pictures of the house inside and outside.
Okay, there's an
And
opportunity. So what do most realtors do?
they do that, but they I forgot. Maybe I should market to all the realtors here.
Right, right.
But
So
because my
what
time.
stopped you from doing that?
Oh, I just haven't gotten around to it.
The realtor things sounds interesting because that would allow you to market through phone calls,
Hmm.
things that you can control that aren't expensive, that are high touch, versus a marketing piece that gets a 5% response, or an advertising campaign that gets, 1 out of 10,000 viewers, whatever it is. But um, realtors is always a good one. Now, of course, they're going to say, well, we just take the picture ourselves, and you have a way to overcome that. You say, no, I get it. I get it. Just keep me in mind. There's a lot of times when your customers, they give free gifts all the time. Like sometimes expensive gifts, sometimes
Yeah.
appliances, sometimes
Wow.
ridiculous
Hmm.
stuff. How about a family portrait to have when they walk into their new home?
Yeah.
It's all kinds of ways you could pitch that would separate yourself from their stupid camera phone.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the other thing. I was listening to you earlier, and you said, um, you can take good pictures with a phone. I would never say that. I would say you can take acceptable pictures with the camera phone.
Yeah.
It has
It,
has a little bit of slant to it.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
acceptable. You're not beating on them. You're not beating up the person for using it. Hey,
Right.
you can take acceptable pictures.
Hmm.
But it's just
But not printable.
right. Well, that's the other thing too. Yeah. Except yeah. But see, I'm saying if you say not printable,
Yeah.
you don't want to beat on it. You just
Yeah.
tweak the language just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's acceptable. You can get acceptable pictures. It's never going to be, no matter how much of a smile you put on your face when we say acceptable, it's never going to rise to good or great, a great picture.
Yeah.
You know,
That's acceptable. Mine are exceptional.
there you go. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So yeah, that's what I'd be doing is just, you know, the other thing is how do you get that call? How do you get that Zoom call? How do you get on? How do you get in front of them other than walking in? How do you, it's all about how do you bring value to them? For example, I do a free coaching session. That's one of the ways that I give free, programming,
Yeah.
how do you give lots of value to where somebody's willing to meet with you because of how you can help them? Photography has been around for so long, but the fact is that um, if everybody could do everything with their phone, photographers would be out of business, and they're just not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who is doing what with photography? I know you can do a lot with. There's people that are whizzes with iPhones, and they could probably do just about anything. But there's some things that you still can't do.
Yeah.
And what you can't do is you can't help realtors find a solution to the problem, which is taking high quality family portraits or
Yeah.
whatever it is. You could call realtors and say, hey, here's what I'd like to do for you.
Hmm.
I'd like to take pictures of the home and take pictures of the new homeowners and put a portrait on the wall so they'll always remember you. There's a fee for that, of course. Here's what I'd like to do for you personally is I'd like to do your family portrait. So you give
Give them. Yeah.
after they give you the first client,
Hmm.
or maybe before even, I would probably do it after, but I would not opposed to doing it before. What value can you give to somebody that will be reciprocated? Um, I, and that would give you a reason to call them. Hey, I was just calling you because I want to do your family picture. Whoa, what do you mean? Well, and then you go into your spiel.
Yeah.
You have a reason to call them. You have a reason to get them on the phone. Free is good. Who doesn't want a high quality family portrait?
Hmm.
Everybody does. I mean, they're expensive, right?
Yeah.
However, there's something called a lifetime value of a customer. So you might be thinking, well, I'm not going to give that away for free. That's, I don't know what you're thinking, but you might be thinking, I don't want to give something like that away for free. That's high value. It's called lifetime value of the customer.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a little league, yeah, we're talking every year or something like that. If you have a professional portrait, that's every, that's once in a lifetime. Sometimes you do a professional portrait for somebody. But in real estate, it could be multiple times a year that could pay off.
Yeah.
It's called grocery stores do it. It's called a loss leader.
Yeah. I do like that idea of talking to the realtors about, offering to do a family picture for the person that buys a house that I take the pictures of, and that have that all included in the packet.
Well,
If I-
no, it'd be free for, what I'm saying is it'd be free
For the
the
realtor.
buyer.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it would get all, yeah,
Because see what I'm saying? The realtor's trying to think, what can I give them?
Yeah.
We're not talking about a pen that gets thrown away. We're not talking about a calculator or, we're talking about something that's going to be on their wall.
Yeah.
And they'll always think of you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you put your name on the photos too. See what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the lifetime value of the realtor, the lifetime value of the customer, I mean, this opens up a huge door for you
Yeah.
long term. And other photographers will not do this, even if they find out what you're doing. They don't. First of all, they won't know how successful it is,
Mhm.
and they're probably not going to do it because they're like, I'm not giving away my stuff. There's a huge trajectory from the value that you could give because of your expertise. So there's all kinds of value that you can give that
Mhm.
makes a lasting, lifelong impression. Photography is something that you can, I don't know, again, I get excited and I tend to, but I think that for you, and that would, because you're a people person, see, there's a lot of photographers who are behind the camera for a reason,
Mhm.
because they don't want to talk to people, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like a computer engineer. There's a reason why he's behind the computer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a photographer that likes to be out in the public. So I think that'd be an amazing way. You could do that. Here's the thing is, when you take pictures, you're social distancing. They're across the room from you.
They are, absolutely.
There's no fear of COVID with you.
Mm-mm.
For the ones who are fearing it,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just think, and it gives you a reason to, there's 2,000 realtors in Des Moines, greater Des Moines, 2,000. It would be impossible for you to call 100 realtors without getting a yes. It
Yeah.
would be impossible. Absolutely impossible. I've given the 100 people challenge to a lot of people. Nobody's ever been able to get through 100 people without getting a sale. Nobody ever. I mean, it's not going to happen.
Well, I think that's where I need to is focus my energy right now. It's on the realtors and not as much the ball, even though I'm still going to go after that. That's your quick money. But I think this other could be better in long term because I do not get a lot of recall business from all these ball players.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, everyone I know I do pictures, but
that's right. Yeah. I would, and you have the time where you can actually make 5 calls a day to realtors, say, hey, I'm just calling to offer some free pictures. Whoa. What do you mean? What's the hook? What's the hook?
That's what they'll say. What's the catch?
And the catch is even awesome. The catch is even better.
Yeah.
You say, well, I'm going to give you a free picture. I'm going to give your client a free picture. And if it works out, and if you're happy, and only if it's been totally, completely awesome for you, then let me do it again for the next client, for the next homeowner. I mean, it makes me want to get into photography, to be honest. It makes me want to, what happened to my camera? But, and, so anyways, okay. Thanks so much, Terry, for your time.
Okay,
Thanks for
thank
joining us
you.
today. Bye.
Bye.
Let's see here. Where did that go? Let me ask you something, Terry. What were you feeling before we talk? We have 3 minutes left.
Okay.
What were you feeling like before we talked last week? What were you feeling like about your business?
I didn't know which direction to really pursue. Should I try to still go after the ball pictures or what? So, I think the housing industry and the resale is going to be very profitable if I can get my foot in the door.
Okay, so you were feeling uncertain. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What did you learn during our conversation that helped you? What did you learn? What was it that you learned during the call?
To do it, just to jump
Okay.
out there and just do it.
And let me ask you, what did you learn after our call, or what did you change after our call specifically?
I don't think I changed anything. I think I just got to work. My mind started
Yeah.
going creative. And when I came up with this, with all of these pictures that I've done and trying to do that, and not only that, I went out and I did pictures out with the fog yesterday or the day before and put a big thing together. So just kind of gave me a kickstart to get my butt up and do something.
Fantastic. Let me ask someone, how do you feel now about your future and what's possible for you?
Oh, I think that this real estate's going to be good because I know what other people charge. And I just have to get it out there. I just need people to know me.
Yeah.
There again, they do it with people they know and they trust.
Right.
So that's what I need to do that.
Thank you so much for sharing today.